So while I was listening back through one of Jenn Soto's interviews, I caught something interesting that she said about the upstairs bedroom. And I thought, I must keep that in mind. And then when I was working on the video I did yesterday, if you've watched that, you would have heard her say that she believed that Maddie had either been choked or drugged because there's no evidence in the upstairs bedroom. And then she catches herself and says, there isn't, is there? Because I've not been up there. And I will play that bit first because I thought that's probably a good launching spot. But the way she said it just sounded really odd. It did to me sound like she was catching herself and trying to say that she hadn't been upstairs in the upstairs bedroom. And then a few commenters made a few really valid points with regards to other instances where she has said things pointing towards her actually having been in the upstairs bedroom. So I'm going to go through these. I'm going to start with the statement that she made about how she thought Maddie had been unalived by Stefan. And then I've got 3 more clips that I'll play in order, which should demonstrate what it is I'm talking about here. So let's jump straight in.
I think he killed her that night.
How?
I don't know. Could it be possible that he drugged her? Could he have choked her? I just don't know how you kill someone and don't leave a mess or don't leave evidence, or I mean, was there a mess? Was there evidence? I haven't gone upstairs. I don't know what you guys. I barely went into the house today, so I don't know.
So she sounds so confident at first when she says, how do you unalive someone without leaving evidence? And then she backtracks and she says, well, was there evidence? Because I haven't been upstairs. I've barely been in the house today. Forgetting that she had spent all that time the day before, when she supposedly didn't know that Maddie was missing, in the house. And not only did she spend all that time in the house the day before, but she claims to have done things which to me would question if perhaps she had been in the upstairs room as part of that. So let's move on and listen to some more clips and you'll see what I mean. But definitely this statement here that she's made with them makes it sound like she was confident there was no sign of anything in the upstairs room. To me, it sounded like she'd definitely been in there. Okay, so let's move on.
I have a question too before we get started. Somebody said something like somebody in here has a gun. Is that a true statement or a false statement?
That's a true statement.
Okay, where is this gun at right now?
It is upstairs in the guest bedroom.
It's not like in any of these cars out here.
No, I don't believe so. I think it's upstairs in the guest bedroom. Bedroom number 4. It's got a number 4 on it.
Okay, how certain are we of that?
As far as I know, the gun is inside upstairs. I haven't heard of it being in the car.
Now, I hadn't actually picked up on that one myself. That was something that one of my subscribers pointed out to me. So she has been asked if there is a gun, and she is quite confident that that gun is apparently upstairs in the upstairs bedroom. How does she know that? The officer double checks and says, are you sure it's not in the car? And she's like, no, it's upstairs in the bedroom. Now, sure, she may be aware that it is Stefan's habit to bring it with him when he visits, because I'm guessing that's what the situation is. But how is she going to know, under the circumstances, the location of that gun? Unless she's actually been there and she's been in that room and she has seen that gun. Yes, it's possible that she's just speculating here, but given the option of could it be in a car or could it be upstairs, given that they've been in and out throughout the day, supposedly, how can she know for sure that the gun is in that location? Not definitive, I know. Could be debated quite easily, but it's worth keeping in mind. On its own, you probably would go, well, you could take it or leave it. But it's not something that stands on its own. There are other things here that, to me, point to her having definitely been upstairs in that fourth bedroom during that period of time between the morning when Stefan left with Maddie and when they closed up the apartment.
Favorite stuffed animal or stuffed animals? Anything that always goes with her wherever she's sleeping?
She does have a few stuffies and blankies. Did I see any that day?
Yeah, specifically, did you see if she brought any of that stuff upstairs with her?
No, I didn't see any of that stuff upstairs.
Now, before I point out what I picked up on here, I do need to point out first that as she answers this question, her voice gradually trails off and gets quieter. Because what does she say? He's asking her about Maddie's stuffies, things that she would regularly sleep with. And she's like, yeah, there are things that she would regularly sleep with. And he asks her, did you see any of those things upstairs at that time? And she specifically says, no, I did not see any of those things upstairs at that time. That is her admitting that she's been upstairs. Because you can't not see things in a location unless you've gone to that location. So she has definitely, based on this statement, been upstairs and seen that Maddie's stuffies aren't actually up there. Now, I was curious about this and I thought I need to double check with the photos that were released of that room. So I went and had a quick look at them, and I'll just go through them very quickly. So I'm only going to flick through 3 photos from this room, and you can see the only sign of Maddie is those lollipops on the side there. Did she maybe give them to Stefan as a gift because he didn't go to her birthday? Who knows? But you can see there's nothing in here that points to Maddie having taken anything upstairs with her that evening, which is really, really curious. So Jenn is correct. There were no stuffies up there. To me, this is a big, big, big red flag. Why does she need to lie? If she's been upstairs, she's lying and saying that she hasn't been upstairs. Why does she need to lie about it? Now, there's one more clip that I'm going to play you, and this is probably less definitive than her saying, no, I didn't see Maddie's stuffies up there, but it certainly raises questions for me. So I'll go through that and then explain the logic behind it.
All right. When you leave to go pick Madeline up at 2:30, do you take her phone with you?
I do.
And how is it that you come to get her phone to go with you?
At some point in the morning, I was organizing and putting things away, and I walked into her bedroom and I saw her phone on her dresser. And I just assumed, oh, she must have left it here while getting dressed and forgot it.
Now, obviously, there's no mention in that clip of her going upstairs at all, but she's talking about organising and putting things away. Now, if that's what she was doing, I would imagine that as part of that, if you are organising and putting things away, wouldn't you then want to go and collect anything that your child has left lying around in the upstairs bedroom also? Because, you know, she didn't say, I went in to put things away in Maddie's room. She wasn't being that specific. She was organising and putting things away. Organising what stuff from where, putting it away from where. You know, to me, that suggests the possibility that she would have gone upstairs. Maybe, maybe not. It's certainly not definitive, but it certainly calls into question this claim that she made in the interview that she had not been upstairs, and hence the reason that she didn't know if there were any signs of what happened to Maddie upstairs. So this has been a much shorter video than what I've been usually doing, but I thought it was something that was worth addressing, and I just wanted to go through these separate clips and try and also think for myself as to whether or not I believe that Jenn had gone upstairs, and also put it to my subscribers and see what you guys think. To me, it definitely sounds quite likely that she has been upstairs. The way she initially says to the interviewers that, you know, she's so confident that there's no sign in that room upstairs of anything having happened, and then she has to fix that. That's the impression I got. She suddenly realises that she shouldn't be saying that, because she hasn't supposed to have been up there for some reason. So, you know, on one hand, she's quite confident that there's no sign upstairs of what happened to Maddie. But then she's got to backtrack on that and go, well, I haven't been upstairs, so I'm only well, she didn't say I'm only guessing even. She said, well, is there? Because I haven't actually been upstairs to see, or something along those lines. Yet, at the same time, she knows that Stefan's gun is upstairs. And when asked about Maddie's stuffies, she says, no, I didn't see them upstairs in that instance. Well, if you didn't see them upstairs, that to me implies you were upstairs. You combine that with her talking about organising and putting stuff away. Well, like I said, if you knew your daughter had slept upstairs the night before, and you're on a mission to organise and put stuff away, then logically you would be going upstairs to collect anything that she left lying around upstairs. Let me know your thoughts on this. I know there's not a lot of really definitive things in here, but I think there's definitely some leakage in the statements that she's made. And I find it interesting that she does appear to be quite deceptive here. And I'm wondering why it is so important to her to avoid, if that is what she was doing, to avoid letting people know that she actually was upstairs. Because that's a huge red flag to me, if that actually is the case here. So thanks for listening. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I'm setting myself a goal of 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Also, please hit the like button, That gets this video out there and seen by even more people. And of course, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Did you think that Jenn has been upstairs? And if so, why do you think she needed to lie about it? So thanks, and I'll catch you in the next one.
I begin to wonder